Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're looking at something pretty amazing. The idea that an ancient practice might actually be a form of advanced sonic technology, something designed to literally interface with our biology. You know, for thousands of years, Vedic traditions have made this incredible claim that certain sounds, certain words, can actually transform us from the inside out. I mean, it's a huge idea, right? And for most of us, it sounds, well, a little mysterious.
So, that's the big question, isn't it? How can a sound, just a sound, physically change your biology? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into. We're moving past belief and right into physiology. We're going to trace the proposed pathway of a Sanskrit chant, starting with the vibrations in your throat, to the nerves in your body, and yeah, all the way to the actual cells in your brain.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at the most direct physical link between sound and your stress response. Then we'll see how that actually affects your brain's rhythm. After that, we'll get into a really wild theory at the cellular level. And finally, we'll check out the evidence for real long-term changes in the brain's structure. Let's get to it.
All right, to really understand this, we're going to focus on one specific, highly structured Sanskrit hymn, the Vishnu Sahasranama. Now, the idea here isn't that this is just a list of names. The theory is that it's actually a meticulously engineered tool designed to influence our biology.
Okay, first things first. Let's start with the most direct, scientifically understood link between the sounds you make and how calm your body feels. This is really where ancient practice and modern anatomy collide.
So, what is the vagus nerve? Well, think of it like this giant biological superhighway running from your brainstem, down your neck, and into your chest and gut. It is the master switch for turning off your body's stress response and kicking in that rest and recover mode.
Now, what's so cool about Sanskrit chanting is how incredibly precise it is. I mean, it's basically a science of phonetics. Where your tongue touches the roof of your mouth, whether it's behind your teeth or way back, is not random at all. Each of those positions is designed to create a very specific vibration inside your body.
And it turns out there's one particular sound, you hear it all the time in Sanskrit mantras, that acts like the key to this entire process. It's that gentle hum you hear at the end of so many of those sacred syllables. Yeah, that humming sound, the m, it literally vibrates the back of your throat. And this is the brilliant part. That's exactly where a major branch of the vagus nerve is just sitting there, super accessible. So the vibration is like physically tapping on the nerve, telling it, hey, time to flip that rest and digest switch for the whole body. It's pretty incredible. Okay, so we flip the switch on the nervous system. What happens next? Well, let's see how these rhythmic sounds can go a step further and actually change the operating frequency of your brain.
This is a real scientific principle, by the way. Your brain is an electrical machine, right? It's always firing in these rhythmic patterns. And when you introduce a strong, steady external rhythm, like a chant, your brain waves have this natural tendency to kind of lock on and start pulsing to the same beat. And this slide just shows that shift perfectly. Normally, when we're busy, stressed out, our brains are buzzing in this high-frequency beta state. But here's what's amazing. EEG studies of people chanting show their brain activity actually slowing down, shifting into these much calmer, more organized frequencies of alpha and theta.
So chanting guides the brain right into this alpha wave zone. You can think of it as wakeful rest. You're calm, you're alert, but you're not stressed. It's kind of the perfect bridge between just thinking and going into deeper states of mind.
And from there, you can drop into the theta state. Now, this is even deeper. It's linked with really profound meditation, intuition, and you know that in the zone feeling? That's theta. The chant is literally acting like a guide, leading your brain into these incredibly beneficial states. All right, get ready, because now we're going to move from the nervous system and brainwaves to a theory that is, well, it's both ancient and sounds like something out of science fiction. It's the idea that sound doesn't just calm you down, but can physically reorganize you at a cellular level. You've probably seen those cool videos online, right? Sand on a vibrating plate, and it just magically forms these intricate, beautiful patterns. That's somatics. And it's the visual proof that sound isn't just some invisible wave. It has a direct ordering effect on the physical world. It literally creates harmony out of chaos. And this is where it gets really interesting. We see this amazing parallel. Ages before somatics, the ancient rishis had a very similar idea.
They saw the body, the pinda, not as a solid machine, but as a vibrational field. So from their point of view, disease, or roga, is just a state of vibrational disorder. And health, arogya, is the opposite. It's harmonic order.
So the theory goes that the Vishnu Sahasranamam acts like a kind of sonic blueprint. The idea is that by introducing these super coherent, orderly sound frequencies into your body, you're basically giving it a template that encourages all those jumbled, chaotic vibrations to snap back into their natural, healthy alignment.
Okay, so let's talk about the long game. This isn't just about feeling calm while you're doing it. There's some really compelling evidence that these practices can lead to real, lasting, physical changes in the actual architecture of your brain. And we're not just talking about theory anymore. We're talking about hard data. Neuroimaging studies that compare the brains of long-term chanters and meditators with everyone else have found measurable physical differences. We're talking more brain tissue in key areas. And this isn't just random growth either. The extra gray matter density often shows up in the hippocampus. And that part of your brain is absolutely crucial for things like learning, memory, and keeping your emotions in check. So what this means is that the brain is physically rewiring and rebuilding itself because of the practice. Scientists call this structural plasticity. It suggests the brain is literally becoming stronger and more resilient to stress. And what's wild is that this modern discovery perfectly lines up with an ancient Vedic idea called dhriti, which basically means mental strength and fortitude.
So to wrap this all up, this is probably the best way to think about it. Imagine your nervous system is like a finely tuned guitar that's been knocked out of tune by all the noise and stress of life. Well, this practice, it's not just a song. It's a tuning fork. It's a precision sonic tool that you use to physically vibrate your own biology and guide it back into perfect harmony. And that really leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. Maybe what we're seeing here isn't a fight between ancient belief and modern science at all, but a convergence. Maybe they're just two different languages, one ancient and intuitive, the other modern and data-driven, both arriving at the exact same incredible conclusion, that vibration might just be one of the most fundamental organizing forces of our very own biology.